On a scorching summer day, a woman dressed in revealing clothing was out for a jog, blissfully unaware that three sinister, lecherous men had set their sights on her. Sensing the impending danger, she hurried back home, only to discover, to her utter disbelief, that the very same men were the renovation workers her husband had hired. As the men continued to leer at her with their malevolent gazes, the woman quickly reported the incident to her husband, hoping for his support and intervention. However, to her shock and dismay, not only did he fail to offer any words of comfort, but he actually blamed her for dressing too provocatively, implying that she had brought this upon herself. Infuriated by her husband's indifference, the woman decided to take matters into her own hands. If her husband couldn't care less, why should she hold back? In a fit of rage, she flung open the window next to her and, in full view of the workers on the roof, slowly began to unbutton her clothing, revealing her stunning figure in all its glory. The sight of her sensual form sent the men into a frenzy, their eyes filled with insatiable hunger. Little did the woman know that this seemingly small act of defiance would soon bring about her downfall. Meanwhile, her husband, incensed by the situation, stormed out of the house and drove off to clear his head. He hadn't gone far when he spotted the same group of renovation workers. Adhering to the principle of the less trouble, the better, he waved at them enthusiastically, hoping to avoid any confrontation. When they signaled for him to pass by, he immediately stepped on the gas, knowing full well that he had been played for a fool. Despite his meek nature, Jack chose to swallow his pride and anger. Soon, he found himself at the local bar, drowning his sorrows in alcohol. As fate would have it, the very same renovation workers were there as well. They relentlessly mocked Jack, calling him a sissy and a coward. To their surprise, instead of getting angry, Jack responded by generously offering to pay for their drinks. The men were momentarily taken aback by this unexpected gesture. Jack had hoped that his kindness would touch their hearts and change their ways, but they mistook his actions for weakness and began to escalate their taunts and threats. As the men continued to hurl insults and make menacing remarks, Jack finally reached his breaking point. Once they had left, he returned home and engaged in a heated argument with his wife, furiously berating her for her lack of discretion. He warned her that if anything like this were to happen again, she would face severe consequences.